Hey everybody, welcome back. Appreciate you stopping by and checking this video out. What I wanted to do in this video, and maybe this is kind of like a part two of a lesson I had done not too long ago, where I had, in that first video, talked about the C and the A minor chord and how I thought those were maybe the two of the easier chords to learn, right? I want to go over the F and the G chords today. One of them kind of easy, I think, to play. The other one not so much. But I think it's a good lesson to do because between these two chords and the other lesson I did with the C and the A minor, you've got a pretty good combination of chords to work on. You've got really everything in the key of C, including your relative minor. You've got the C, which is your root or your one. You've got the relative minor, which is the A minor we did in that first video. And then with the F and the G, you now have your 4 and your 5. So the C from the first video is your 1. The F that we'll go over today is the 4, and the G is the 5. So you'll be able to, once you've got those 4 chords down, you'll be able to start, I think, musically be doing a lot more. You'll have some ideas in your head. You'll hear some songs that maybe you've heard on the radio or you hear, and they sound familiar at this point. Well, because you might be using not only the same progression, but maybe stuff in the same key. So definitely something to check out. If you haven't seen the first video, go back and take a look at it. It's really, I think it's titled, what are the two easiest chords, at least in my opinion, to possibly work on. And it's a C and the A minor. And then I think paired up with these two, you'll start putting together quite the catalog of chords that you can work on, just kind of, building your knowledge of theory. So why don't we take a closer look and we'll go for it, okay? All right, so let's take a closer look at these two chords we're going to learn today, the F and the G. So I would say one of them is probably easier than the other if you're just starting out. A full bar chord F definitely is a little bit tougher to play. The G chord, definitely a little bit easier, just by the way the finger patterns are on the fretboard here and where positioning is. So it's definitely a little bit tougher. And once you learn these two, and if you haven't yet, you can go back and look at my video that's talking about the C major and the A minor chords. You put those 4 chords together, and you basically have your 1, 4, 5 with a relative minor. So again, real quick, just to go over the last one, you do the C and the A minor. We'll do an F now, and the G. Okay, so let's start with the G because I think it's a little bit easier just to kind of get the fingers moving. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our middle finger, 6th string on the 3rd fret right there. Okay, we're then going to take our index finger. We're going to go to the 5th string, 2nd fret. So you've got those two fretted right there. Okay, and actually, just for music theory purposes here, those two with the open D, you kind of have a triad almost. So we're not going to go too deep into that. I don't want to confuse anybody. So those two right there. So that's the bottom end basically of the chord. Next, we're going to just fret on the 3rd fret, the high E and the B string. And how do we do that? Well, you're going to take these two fingers that aren't being used. You're going to take your ring finger and you're going to take your pinky. Pinky's going to go on the high E string, the 1st string. Okay, right there. And your ring finger, 1 string up on the B on the same fret. And if you put those together, you got your G chord. All right, so again, 6th string on the 3rd fret, 5th string on the 2nd fret. And then on the 3rd fret, we're going to put on the B and the E string our ring finger and the pinky right there. All right, you got those right there. So practice that, just kind of keep going back. So, fret it, hand off, back on. It just takes some time. If you haven't done it before, if this is new to you, it's going to take some time. So if you get frustrated, put the guitar down. Don't be there for half hour trying to fret this and lose your patience. If after 5-10 minutes you're not quite getting it, maybe just worry about these two fingers up here first, right? Get that first. And then when you've got those, let's put the whole thing together, okay? Right there. All right, now the F going to be a little bit trickier. This is one of those bar chords that is definitely going to take some time if you're not into that. But there's ways you can cheat playing the F chord too. Okay, I mean that's a full 6-string bar right there, and all you're doing is you're taking your first finger and you're barring that first fret, just like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do the rest of the way is you're going to put your ring finger, 5th string, 3rd fret, pinky, 4th string, 3rd fret, and then your middle finger, G string, 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay, but when you put it all together, that's your F chord. Okay, so again, you're going to bar this whole thing. So basically, finger across fret 1 all the way down, ring finger, 5th string, 3rd fret, pinky, 4th string, 3rd fret, and then middle finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret. And there's your F. Okay, now, if that's too difficult, and it probably is. I mean, it took me a while to get comfortable doing that as well. There's a couple cheats you can do. We had talked about the C chord in one of those prior videos right here, right? So what you can do is, which is still considered an F chord, leave your pointer finger right there on the B string 1st fret. If you're in the position of a C, take your remaining 2 fingers right here, these 2, and just bring them down each a string. That is an F chord right there as well. A little different, not quite a full F, but you have it right there. You've got your triad right there. Okay, so really that would be ring finger, 4th string on the 3rd fret, middle finger, 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and as we mentioned before, pointer, index finger, B string on the 1st fret. So that's one of the ways you can get around that full bar chord. Instead of doing this, just kind of do that. So again, it'll take some time. They all do. I mean, you've got to put the practice in. But again, if you're getting frustrated, if this just isn't working the way you want it to work, just put the guitar down. Come back in 15 minutes. Come back in a half hour. Come back whenever. But if you're getting frustrated, you can't do it. You're certainly not going to be able to do it. Knowing that you're getting stressed out about this. Put the guitar down. And you come back. Simple as that. So again, we're going to go back to that G chord right there. All right. We'll do the F there, or we'll do it there. It's still considered an F. And then if you go back to one of the other videos I did, between the C and the A minor, you've got 4 chords now that you can play with. And again, you've got your root, which is the C. You've got a relative minor in the A minor. You've got the 4, and you got your 5. So it's... So again, all that just done with those 4 chords basically. So give it a shot. I know it's not easy if you're just starting out. It's not meant to be easy, but once you get, you're going to get to, whether it's this video or other videos that you see from me, you're going to have different milestones you're going to come across. And it's going to be a really good feeling. You're not going to be stuck on this position or trying to learn this chord forever. But when you do it, you start breaking down some barriers where it's easier to understand not only the fretboard, what you're playing, but just knowledge of the guitar in general. Once you've got this F, you're going to realize that you can play that same chord shape elsewhere, just in different areas of the fretboard. All right, so definitely give it a shot, try it. If you're hitting roadblocks, again, put the guitar down. Come back to it later, and give it another try. I can guarantee you that if you just put the time in, you're patient, it will work out for you. Okay, again. Comments below, if you have any questions, concerns, you want to maybe add something to this, by all means, I'd love to hear from you, just to get the conversation going and see what your thoughts are, okay? So thanks very much, and we'll talk to you soon.